go-to gal here. Today I want to talk to you about organizing your home office when you don't have one. A few years ago we moved into our new home and I was thrilled because it had a room specifically designed to be used as a home office. And I was going to finally have that space for myself to pay bills and write emails and file the paperwork that floated in and out of our house. But shortly after we moved in, my husband took a job where he was going to work from home. So I had to give up my office space to let him have it for his work, and I became a displaced housewife with nowhere to pay our bills and no way to corral all the paperwork that floated around. So after months of frustration and chaos, I came up with the idea of an office notebook. And today I want to share with you how I created my home office notebook, what it looks like, and how you can create one for yourself. So to start, I'll show you my notebook. It's simply a Mead notebook that you can pick up at Walmart or Target, and it has accordion style pocket folders, and it has a 3-ring binder. Simple, easy, nothing fancy. I picked up some pocket dividers, not just plain dividers, but ones with pockets, very important. I'll show you with you a little bit later why. Some clear sheet protectors, some baseball card holders, and some currency holders. The baseball card holders and the money currency holders you can pick up at Hobby Lobby or Michael's if you can't find them at Walmart or Target. I also used a label maker to keep things nice and neat and tidy, but if you don't have one, no problem. You can use a Sharpie and it works just as well. So, to start making my notebook, I thought about all the different types of paperwork that comes in and out of our house. And I had to refine the categories over several months because I found that some things I would get more of and other things less of. And so I finally came up with about 6 or 7 categories that really worked well for my family. And these might work well for you and they may not. Organizing is about what works best for you. So keep those things in mind, but hopefully this will be at least a springboard for you to come up with some of your categories. So for us, the best categories have been to pay, to do, school, upcoming events, coupons, prescriptions, addresses, and books. So I'm going to show you a little bit about each section and how I organized it and how it works. So the first section is to pay. And I said pocket dividers. This is why I like the pocket dividers, because it works well in holding all the things that I need to help pay my bills. Before I was running around looking in my wallet for the stamps, the drawers for my checkbook, and a box for my envelopes, and I wasted a lot of time when it came to paying bills. But now I have everything in one central location and it works beautifully. So that's why pocket dividers are a great use. Next, I just took some sheet protectors. I like the clear because it allows me to see everything, and I just simply, when the mail comes, put the part that needs to go back into the sheet protector, and then I can see it exactly where it is and how much it is. I also made some labels. I downloaded some labels from the internet. I'll be happy to share that with you on my blog, and printed them out on cardstock and adhered them to the sheet protector, and that works really well. Like I said, I like the clear sheet protectors. A lot of times when it comes to home organizing for an office, even if you don't have one, people will tell you to use a file box. And that's great, but they're rather bulky, and I don't like mine sitting out on a counter, and I don't like it taking up space in my cabinets. And plus, trying to find papers in a dark file folder is difficult. So I find that the sheet protectors work really well and allows me to see everything. So this is where I keep my bills. Then I also have a sheet where I just keep a log of what the bills were, how much they were, and when they were due. At the end of the year, I have them all together and I know exactly how much we spent for the year. Our next section is to do. These are for things that are coming up in the very near future. So what I did was assign each of us a sheet protector, and this is where you can get creative. If you want to assign each family member a certain color, you could insert a piece of construction paper, and then you would know which color is for which person in your household. For us, I kind of color-coded the labels. I made my husband and I blue, I made my college girl orange and purple, and drama princess green and pink. And then I just slip in those pieces of paper that need to be taken care of or need to be dealt with in the very near future. And so it makes it very handy. This paper isn't taking up space on the cabinets, it's not floating around in the living room, it's not attached to my refrigerator, it's just right here where I need it and how we need to find it. The next section is for anyone who has kids that go to school. It's a great way to corral all those permission slips, calendar of events, sports itineraries, because we all have them when it comes to school, and it's just really hard to keep up with if you don't have some kind of system. So what I did was make a page for each of my girls, and anything that's related to school goes inside the sheet protector. And what I like about it, it's not just for me, it's for them too. So when they have something or they need some information, they know exactly where to go and where to find it. My next section is upcoming events. These are for things that are coming up in the very far future. So, for example, we're going on a trip in a few months. So I have the itinerary, I have all of our reservation numbers. So when the trip comes, I just have to go to my notebook, pull out all the paperwork, and head to the airport. Makes it simple and easy and much less stress. I also like to keep tickets for concert and sporting events in here. That way on the day of the event, I'm not running around going, where did I put those tickets 2 months ago? I know exactly where they are. They're in my notebook, and I can just head out the door and enjoy myself for the evening. So I've made a section for me and my husband. We tend to go to those things together. And so any upcoming events my girls have, we can put their things in here as well. My next section is coupons. We get all sorts of different types of coupons. And so I've made sections in this category for restaurants, for home, like all those Bath and Body Works coupons you get in the mail that won't necessarily fit nice and handy. Rather than posting them in my refrigerator, I just keep them in here. Value Pack likes to send me a lot of card coupons, so I keep those. I've also got entertainment and personal. And then what I love most about this section is my store coupons. This is where I use the baseball card holders to keep those coupons that I cut out of the newspaper. And the other thing I like about this is that rather than taking a big bulky notebook full of coupons that I may or may not use, when it's time to go grocery shopping, I take my list that I've created, I come to my notebook, I pull out the coupons that I need, and then using the envelope that I leave in my pocket divider, again, another great use, I slip the coupons into the envelope, slip the envelope into my purse, and I head out to the grocery store. Makes it much simpler to deal with coupons. And for those coupons that you get at checkout that don't necessarily fit in the nice pocket, in the nice baseball holders, I use the currency holders, and those work really well for storage on that. Now this next section you may not have for your family. It's one that, like I said, after a few months I realized I really needed. And that's for prescriptions. Everyone in my family had a prescription. And rather than running around looking for empty vials, which were sometimes in the trash, I decided to make a section for each of my family members that had one and keep the labels off the prescription bags. So when they tell me they need a refill, rather than looking through trash cans for empty bottles, I just come to my notebook, grab the number off the prescription label, dial up the pharmacy, and I'm good to go. So that really helps. It also helped me to see that sticky notes are a great way to catch my eye and keep up with little pieces of paper that float around and stick well to the sheet protectors. Addresses. We all have those little slips of paper where we write down somebody's name and number, throw it in our purse, and maybe move on. Then we're wondering when we need to make that phone call, where is that little piece of paper? So this is a great way to store that. If you don't want to use a Rolodex, you can use the baseball card holders again to keep your small pieces of paper, or it fits the baseball card holders fit business cards really well. So you can keep up with your doctors, your hairstylists, your vet, your pet sitters in a nice little handy folder. It also works well. I've noticed for when I have envelopes for people that send Christmas cards. I just tear out the return address, slip it into the baseball card holder, and next year when it comes to Christmas time, I have a great way to address all my Christmas cards. And then when you have those team rosters from your sporting events, it's great to use a sheet protector to keep those handy. So when you need a carpool, you just come to your notebook, flip to your address section, and there's a number. And the last one is books. This is just for me. I read a lot. But I can't read all the books at one time, and I always can't remember which book I want to read next. So I just keep a running list of the things that I enjoy, and when I'm ready to read a new book, I just come to my notebook, look at my list, pick one, and head to the bookstore. Very handy, very easy. And the final section is, what do I have in my accordions? Well, I keep cards for birthdays, for get well, for thinking of you or thank you. It's just an easy place where everybody can know where to find a card if they're going to a party, if they need to write a thank you. And it's nice and close to my stamps, so I just get a card, an envelope, a stamp, and drop it in the mail. Makes it real simple and real easy to do. But if you didn't want to use it for that, it'd be a great place to use for each person in your family if you wanted to keep something special in there for them. So, in a nutshell, that's my home office notebook. So, if you don't have a home office, maybe you'll consider using a home office notebook, and hopefully I gave you some ideas and some inspiration for you to create your own. If you have any comments or questions, just drop me a note in the comment box on the post. Love to hear from you. But until then, until next time, take care. Bye.